Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday's 2 o'clock midday session of yoga with your hostess, Carrie from Locust, Virginia. I always like to just start off, welcome anybody that's new to the practice of yoga. Just remember to honor your body, do what feels good for you. Your yoga is not going to look like my yoga. So be patient with yourself and always be persistent with the poses. Remember, yoga is not just about the physical practice, it's about coming to your mat, finding your breath, connecting with your breath, and just clearing your mind for a bit. So during this time, I thought it was important to hop on here and just do a little bit of yoga live with our Facebook and our population that follows us on Facebook. So thank you for logging on, and hopefully you're getting a good stretch and some time to yourself during these sessions on Tuesday and Thursday. Today, it's kind of like a balancing. We're going to do an energizing flow. We'll stay for a few breaths during the first round of poses, and then we'll kind of speed it up just to get that energy flowing throughout our body, the breath flowing through our body, and get through the rest of the day as we hit that kind of 2 o'clock slump time is what I know that feels for me. So when we're talking about yoga, we are yoking, uniting the breath with the body. So as you inhale, think about sending breath to the space in your body that needs it, finding extension, finding length when you think of the inhale. And as you exhale, just think about contracting, going deeper into the pose, closer to the floor, closer to those shins, lowering the crown of the head closer to the floor, those types of movements. So breath, inhale and exhale through the nose, always with yoga. So we are ready for our midday stretch yoga session. Go ahead and come to a nice comfortable seated position on your mat. And let's just begin to connect with our breath. Close your eyes if it feels good. Just come to a nice Sukhasana, easy pose. Maybe you're feeling good enough to do a lotus pose, half lotus. Again, whatever feels comfortable for you. Sit nice and tall, finding length in the spine. And just place your hands on your knees. And again, just connect to that breath. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Feeling the rise and the fall of our diaphragm and our shoulders. And as we inhale, just concentrate on breathing in positivity. And as we exhale, letting go of all the negativity.
Sorry, guys. We just had some bad internet. Give us 1 second to get Carrie back on here. Carrie! Hold on. Sorry, guys. Carrie. All right, relax. Let me just see, guys, if I can get her back. Hold on.
Is that better?
Carrie's back.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Let's go ahead and root down into those sitting bones, into your mat. And when I say root down, just make sure each of your hip bones are pressing evenly into your mat, into the earth. Inhale, arms rise. And as we exhale, hinge over those hips, reaching out in front of you, keeping the fingertips engaged, but keeping your hands on your fingertips. So finding a nice stretch in the shoulders, in the back, and maybe keep walking those fingertips out. And maybe we're gonna draw our head down between our arms, pressing in to the mat, making sure we're breathing and not holding our breath. I'm gonna keep readjusting the camera as needed, sorry. One more breath here. Then it should feel really nice in those hips. Last breath. And then just inch your way back up to center. Coming on to tabletop, all fours. We're gonna do our cats and cows, again, just warming up our body for our practice. So alignment, making sure the shoulders are directly over the wrists and those hips are directly over the knees. Knees are hip width distance apart. And as you inhale, you're just pulling that heart through, opening up, gazing at the ceiling, finding a nice stretch in the spine and then the low back. And as we exhale, we're rounding the spine, tucking our chin, gazing at our belly button. Inhale, come into that cow position. Exhale, round the back, gazing at our belly button, cat. 3 more times. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, round. Inhale, pushing the heart through. Exhale, drawing that navel into our spine. Last one, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Perfect. Bring that right hand into the center of your body. Inhale the left arm. And you can stay right here, or you can kind of come into a little bit of a bind. Pull that left hand and grab your right hip. And then just kind of twist open, gazing at the ceiling. If your neck hurts, just gaze down at the floor. Again, do what feels good for you. Keeping that core engaged, keep imagining that navel is touching your spine. I like that image in my head to make sure that I'm activating those core muscles. One more breath here. I'm stretching those shoulders, opening the chest, releasing that tension. Inhale the arm up and exhale down. Let's just switch sides. So bring the left hand into the center of the body. Right arm rises. And again, it can stay here. You can gaze up at your hand, gaze down at the floor, or bring that right hand behind your back and kind of grasp that left hip. Pressing into the tops of your feet, stretching the shoulder, opening the chest, releasing that tension. One more breath here, yogis. Hopefully you're smiling. Inhale that arm back up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back down. We're going to come into our first down dog. So as we inhale, coming into that tabletop position, we're going to exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So here, just do what feels good for you. Maybe come up onto your tippy toes, maybe bend the knees. Push your weight back into those heels, pressing your palms, each fingertip into the mat. Pedal the feet, shake the head. Just do you. And adjust. Finding length in the spine with every inhale. When we exhale, maybe trying to get that chest closer to our thighs. Again, this is an active pose in yoga, so at any time you can come here and reconnect with your breath. Inhale, exhale. On our next breath, go ahead and bend the knees, and then just walk the feet to meet the hands, coming into a nice forward fold, hinging over those hips, allowing the arms to hang, kind of like elephant trunks, very loose. Soften the jaw, soften the neck. And again, keep a nice bend in the knees. I enjoy bringing my chest to my knees, clasping opposite elbows, and just swaying back and forth. Stretching my spine, stretching the back of my hamstrings and my calves. It feels really good. All of these poses are something you could do on a daily basis to keep growing your practice. One more breath. As we inhale, come to that nice flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up one vertebrae at a time. Bringing those hands overhead. And then hands, keep gazing up at our thumbs. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Good. So again, standing here in mountain pose, we're going to just focus on some balancing. So bring your hands down by your side, your palms face out. And again, root down into those feet. Sorry, I'm having some trouble with the camera. I'm not sure. So we're just standing in mountain pose. And root down through that left foot. So when I say root down, make sure your heel and each point of your toe is pressing evenly into the mat. And as you inhale, go ahead and bring your right knee up. And try to keep that foot flexed. If you need to hold it by bringing your hands together, finding trouble with my balance today on this carpet, you can hold your knee with your hands clasped in front. That's totally fine. You can bring your hands to your hips. Keep those hips square, keep the knee raised, and then lower it. And then we're just switching, root down into the right foot. Inhale, that left leg. Exhale down. So again, we're just moving with our body. Inhale, the right knee up. Exhale down, finding balance. When we work on balance poses, I've said it before, find a focal point, find your drishti. Find that place where you can bring your attention to, and you will bring your balance with you. You'll find that you are more balanced on one side than the other, and that's okay. So on our next inhale, bring that right leg up. Let's add a bit of a twist. So take your left hand to that right knee, open your right arm, and then we're just going to twist to the right. Gazing over the right shoulder, making sure we're not holding our breath, but we're breathing. And we might wobble and fall, and that's okay. Just come right back into the pose. 2 more breaths here. Keep your foot flexed. Maybe you can find a little bit more of a twist. 1 more breath. Inhale the arm back to center. Exhale, bring that right knee down. We're just switching sides. Inhale, bring the left knee up. Bring your right hand to the left knee, and that left arm comes out. And then again, we're just twisting, looking to the left, reaching that left hand behind us. Maintaining our balance, finding a focal point. Falling if we're losing our balance is okay. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale through the nose. 1 more breath. Keep that foot flexed. Inhale, bring the arms back to center. Exhale, that left leg down. Coming back into mountain pose. We're just gonna flow with our breath. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hinging over, coming into forward fold, Uttanasana. And again, just let your limbs hang loose. Keep a nice bend in the knee. And as we inhale here, let's rise all the way up. We're just gonna come do that again 3 more times. Exhale, hinging over, Uttanasana. Inhale, 1 vertebrae at a time, arms up, gazing at our thumbs. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, rising up, 1 vertebrae at a time, arms up. Exhale again, swan dive forward. Swaying back and forth for a breath. Inhale, 1 vertebrae at a time, arms rise. Last time, exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, let's come into that halfway lift. And exhale, plant the hands and step into a plank pose while I adjust my camera yet again. So again, alignment, making sure our shoulders are over our wrists, our butt's not high, and we're not sinking down low. But we are using that core, again, that image of your navel touching your spine. Activate the core. Maybe take your feet apart and then together, apart, together. Maybe you can raise one leg. Maybe you can raise the other. 3 more breaths. Staying strong, getting that core warmed up. 2 more. You're doing awesome. And last one. We are going to chaturanga down. Tuck those elbows into the ribs. Hover. Hover. Yes. Keep the core engaged. Lower down to your belly. Inhale, Cobra Bhujangasana. Just stretching that back, that low back. Maybe turn your head to the right and to the left. Inhale, bringing that heart forward. And then exhale, coming down to a nice flat belly. We come into Locust Pose. So as we inhale here, bring your hands right by your rib cage. We're gonna inhale, I'm gonna lift everything off the ground. Lift our legs and our arms off the ground. So inhale, lift up. Your arms can be here. They can be straight out in front of you, or they can be behind you. Try to lift that chest up off of the mat. Try keeping the toes together. It's a bit more challenging. Inhale, and exhale, come down to the right cheek. Inhale, lift off, Locust Pose, getting that chest maybe a bit farther off the mat this time. Maybe those legs are lifted higher. Inhale, exhale, left cheek. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, arms up, chest lifted, lifted. Thighs lifted, maybe our toes are together. Breathe, heart is forward. Inhale, and exhale down to the forehead. So bend your knees and just windshield wiper the legs back and forth here. Good. Hopefully we're feeling a bit warmed up now. Inhale, come onto tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg to rise. Exhale, bring it through. Drop down, low lunge. So make sure you're grounded in that right foot, pressing in to that right thigh. And once you're ready, inhale, arms rise. Again, activating that front leg. If your shoulders are sore, drop down to cactus arms, opening the chest, opening the heart. You can also clasp your hands behind you. Maybe put your hands, clasping all fingers together and keeping your thumbs and your pointer fingers together. And reaching those pointer fingers down towards the ground, opening that heart more. Pressing in to the right thigh. One more breath. Release the hands. We're just going to come into a twist. So bring the left hand to the inside of that right foot. As we inhale, you're going to bring your right arm up. I'm going to quickly switch sides so you can see me. So our right leg is forward. That left hand is on the inside of the right foot. Inhale, right arm. You can gaze up at your palm. You can stay here. That's totally fine. It's super. Or you can bring that right hand behind you, reaching for that hip again. It's a nice bind, nice shoulder opener. One more breath here. Okay, and we're back. So we're going to come into lizard pose from low lunge. Sorry about the video. And the mat, drop the knee open. You can stay right here on your palms. You can come down onto your forearms, or you can extend all the way out, bringing your head down to the mat. So a few different choices. Do what feels good for you. I like to apply a little bit of pressure on that right knee, not on the knee, maybe above on the thigh, to open up my hip. My hips hold a lot of tension, and I run a lot, so I need poses such as these. These are great if you sit a lot, if you have a long commute. Lizard pose is a great pose to come to. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hand back to your mat. Press into that long left leg, and then reach your right leg back, coming into plank pose again. So let's fire up the core. Rock back and forth, making sure you're not sinking, making sure your butt's not too high. Imagining that navel to the spine. And we're holding and breathing. The fire is making me a little warm, which is good. 2 more breaths. Last one. And then surprise, we're just gonna send our hips back to down dog. We won't go through a vinyasa. Pedal the feet here. Reconnect with your breath. Inhale, exhale through the mouth. And we're just gonna switch sides. So inhale, left leg to rise. Exhale, bring it through between the hands. Drop the right leg coming into that low lunge. Pressing into the left thigh, grounding yourself with that left foot. And then when you're ready, inhale, arms rise. Again, arms can stay here. Always imagine all that energy, all that prana running through our body. We are one line of energy. You can come to cactus arms, or you can clasp them behind your back and point your finger into each other, and then pressing those pointer fingers down towards the ground, coming into a nice back bend of your choice. And opening up and opening up those hips, finding a nice stretch. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Let's heel toe this left foot over to the edge of the mat. Allow it to drop open. I'm just switching sides to allow you to see me better. So heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Let it drop open. Again, staying here on your palms is perfectly acceptable. Dropping down onto your forearms or fully extending. This hip is much tighter than the other one, so I'm going to stay right here. And again, apply a little pressure to that thigh, opening up my hip a little bit more. Should feel a nice stretch in that inner thigh. Challenge yourself. Maybe try coming down onto the forearms. Making sure you're not holding the breath. One more good breath here. And as we inhale, press into the palms. Come into that right leg this time and swing the left leg back, plank pose. So let's lift our right leg here and hold for 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead. Inhale. Exhale down. Again, forward. Drop your knees just so they. Again, keeping those shoulders over the wrists. Back the core. Inhale. Okay. Hi, I'm back. Well, this is why we do yoga, right? To forget about all these challenges that we may have. So we were in mountain pose and we were just going to bring our hands to heart center and then just slowly come down to a nice seated position on your mat. Nice and controlled. Let's just come into a Badakanasana, butterfly pose. So bring the soles of your feet together. Keep your soles a little bit away from your sitting bones this time. Bring your hands underneath your calves. Grasp your hands together and then slowly, as you inhale, hinge down. Exhaling, trying to reach the crown of your head towards your feet. I'm going to adjust my camera. Thank you all for being patient. So again, we're just here in butterfly pose. Our spine is nice and tall. Again, like I shared Tuesday, if you have a block, if you feel like you're slumping over, you can place that block behind you to make sure it stays upright so you know that your spine is nice and tall and you're finding length there. So as you inhale, bring those arms underneath the calves, clasp the hands, and then exhale, bringing the crown of the head down towards the feet. You should feel a nice stretch in your spine. Again, we're opening up those hips and releasing some of our tension and stress here in our hips. And stay here for 5 more breaths. Again, not holding our breath. Maybe we can only come to our forearms today. Maybe tomorrow we can clasp our hands over our feet. And then eventually maybe we can get our forehead down to our feet. 3 more breaths. Last 2 breaths. And 1 more here in butterfly pose. Inhale, release the hands, come up to a seated position. Extend the legs out. Inhale, arms rise. We are finishing up our poses. Exhale, folding forward, reaching for the toes. Maybe bringing our forearms down to the mat as we reach towards the heels. Pressing our heart forward, keeping our spine nice and straight and keeping those legs nice and straight. Maybe a tiny, tiny bend in the knees. We're really stretching our hamstrings here. 1 more breath. Inhale, slowly rise back up. And we're just gonna come down to our back. So turn, bend your knees. Inhale, straighten those arms. Exhale, 1 vertebrae at a time, come down onto your back. Bring the knees into your chest, rock back and forth. Give yourself a nice hug for your work today. Thank your heart, thank your hips, thank your body for its movement, for allowing you to practice today. You can stay here and finish your practice. If you have time, please exhale, extend the legs out. Tuck your hips under, so those little fatty pieces of your body, just tuck those underneath. Arms come to your side and your palms are face up. Tuck your shoulder blades and close your eyes as we come into our final pose, Savasana. And as we're here in Savasana, just start to feel and connect with the rhythm of your breath as it naturally inhales and exhales. Allow all of those muscles that you just moved and stretched, allow them to relax and rejuvenate. Again, going back to the start of the practice, think of every inhale, sending space and breath to our body, and as we exhale, releasing it down into the mat as we allow it to rejuvenate. Inhale. Exhale. Just bring your focus to your stillness. Bring your focus to the breath. And just let everything else go. Savasana. Again, please stay in Shavasana for at least 2 minutes if you have the time. When you're ready, roll onto your favorite side of your body, coming back up into a nice seated position. Comfortable Sukhasana. It can be Badakanasana, butterfly, whatever is comfortable for you. Keeping your eyes closed, bringing your hands to heart center. Reconnect with the breath. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for being patient as we get through some of our internet issues. Apparently the cabin 3 router needs some work, so that'll be on my to-do list for tomorrow. But thank you for coming. Thank you for allowing yourself some time for self-care. Again, it is so necessary and so important, not during just this time in our life, but always. So try to find that time for yourself each day, every day, whether it's yoga or running or a walk or meditation. Take care of yourself. Be well, yogis. And deepest gratitude, namaste. Until next week, thank you all.